Hey there, healthy eaters! Welcome back to the show. I'm Michael, and today we're tackling a fruit that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Maybe it's turning a little brown on your counter, maybe you grabbed one this morning on your way out the door. I'm talking about bananas. Now, here's the thing. I was at the gym last week, and I overheard two people having this intense debate. One person swore bananas were nature's perfect snack, packed with potassium, great for energy, basically a superfood. The other person, they said bananas have too much sugar, they'll make you gain weight, and if you're serious about health, you should avoid them. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt confused about whether bananas deserve a spot in your healthy eating plan, you're not alone. There's so much conflicting advice out there, and bananas have become one of those foods that people either love or fear. So today, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to look at what the science actually says about bananas, what nutrients they bring to the table, and most importantly, whether they really deserve their reputation as a health food. Spoiler alert, you might be surprised by what we find.
All right, let's start with the basics. What makes a banana, well, a banana? When we talk about the nutritional profile of this bright yellow fruit, we need to look at more than just one or two nutrients. Because here's what I've learned in my years of studying nutrition. Whole foods are package deals. You don't just get one thing, you get a combination of nutrients working together. So let's unpack what's inside a medium-sized banana. First up, potassium. This is what bananas are famous for, right? And for good reason. One medium banana gives you about 422 milligrams of potassium. That's roughly 12% of what you need in a day. Now, why does this matter? Potassium is an electrolyte, which means it helps your body do some pretty critical things. It helps your muscles contract, yes, including your heart muscle. It helps your nerves send signals throughout your body. It moves nutrients into your cells and waste products out of them. And here's a big one. It helps regulate your blood pressure by balancing out sodium in your system. When you don't get enough potassium, things can go sideways. You might feel weak or tired, you could experience muscle cramps, your blood pressure might creep up, and your risk of kidney stones can increase. So yeah, potassium is kind of a big deal. But here's what's really cool, and this is where the whole package deal thing comes in. Bananas aren't just potassium bombs. They also contain about 3 grams of fiber per medium banana. That's about 10% of your daily fiber needs. Now, fiber does two amazing things. First, it slows down how quickly your body digests and absorbs the natural sugars in the banana. This means you get steady energy instead of a sugar spike and crash. Second, fiber helps you feel full and satisfied. It's like nature's appetite control. And we're not done yet. Bananas also contain something called prebiotics, a special type of fiber that feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Think of prebiotics as food for your probiotics. When you nourish these beneficial gut bacteria, you're supporting your digestive health, your immune system, your brain health, and even your metabolism. So when someone tells you bananas are just sugar, they're missing the full picture. Yes, bananas contain natural sugars, that's what gives you energy, but they also contain fiber that moderates how your body processes those sugars, potassium that supports vital functions, and prebiotics that feed your microbiome. That's the science, simplified. Bananas are a complex, nutrient-dense food that offers way more than just a quick energy hit.
Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, but what does the research actually show? Are there real health benefits we can point to? Great question. Let me share what the scientific literature tells us. According to research published in the European Heart Journal, high potassium intake is associated with lower blood pressure and a decreased risk of heart attack and stroke. The mechanism here is pretty straightforward. Potassium helps your kidneys flush excess sodium out of your body through urine. And since sodium can stress your heart and raise your blood pressure, getting rid of that excess is crucial for cardiovascular health. Here's another fascinating finding. A study from the Mayo Clinic in 2022 found that people with the lowest dietary intake of potassium had the greatest chance of developing kidney stones for the first time. Potassium helps prevent the buildup of substances like calcium that can form those painful stones in your kidneys. And for all my athletes and fitness enthusiasts listening, the International Society of Sports Nutrition actually encourages eating potassium-rich foods after sweaty workouts.
Why? Because moderate to intense exercise causes small cellular changes in potassium levels, and foods like bananas help restore that balance while also replenishing other electrolytes you lose through sweat: sodium, magnesium, and calcium. There's even research suggesting that certain compounds in bananas can reduce exercise-induced inflammation, that muscle soreness you feel after a tough workout. A small study in the journal PLOS One found that phytochemicals in bananas played an effective role in recovery after endurance training. And get this, bananas contain something called resistant starch, especially if you eat them when they're still a little green. Research in the Journal of Functional Foods shows that resistant starch can improve how your body metabolizes carbohydrates and fats, and it supports a healthy microbiome, which can aid in weight management. So the evidence is pretty compelling. Bananas aren't just nutritious in theory, they deliver real, measurable health benefits.
All right, enough with the science lecture. Let's get practical. How can you actually use this information to eat better and feel better? Here are 3 simple, actionable ways to incorporate bananas into your healthy eating routine. Tip number 1, make bananas your workout buddy. Listen, you don't need expensive sports drinks or fancy pre-workout supplements. If you're heading to the gym, going for a run, or doing any kind of physical activity, grab a banana about 30 to 45 minutes beforehand. The natural sugars give you quick energy without being harsh on your stomach, and they're portable enough to throw in your gym bag. And after your workout, another great time for a banana. It'll help replenish those electrolytes you lost through sweat and support your recovery. Pair it with a protein source, maybe some Greek yogurt or a handful of nuts, and you've got yourself a perfect post-workout snack. Tip number 2, use banana ripeness to your advantage. Here's a little known fact. The ripeness of your banana actually changes its nutritional properties. If you want more resistant starch, that special fiber that supports your metabolism and microbiome, choose bananas that are still a little green and firm. They'll have less sugar and more of that beneficial starch. If you need quick energy or something easier to digest, maybe before a workout or when you're not feeling well, go for a riper, sweeter banana. Those brown spots mean the starches have converted to simpler sugars that your body can use immediately. There's no wrong choice here. Just match the banana to your needs in that moment. Tip number 3, think of bananas as a foundation, not a complete meal. One medium banana has about 100 calories and is super satisfying thanks to that fiber content. But for most of us, it works best as part of a balanced meal or snack, not as a standalone breakfast. Try slicing a banana onto your morning oatmeal with a sprinkle of nuts. Blend one into a smoothie with spinach, protein powder, and almond butter. Spread peanut butter on banana slices for an afternoon snack, or add sliced banana to your evening yogurt parfait. When you pair bananas with protein and healthy fats, you're creating a more complete nutritional profile that'll keep you satisfied longer and support stable blood sugar levels. The beauty of bananas is their versatility. They're nature's fast food. Portable, affordable, requires zero prep work, and they come in their own biodegradable packaging. You really can't beat that convenience factor.
So here's my challenge for you this week, and it's a simple one. If you've been avoiding bananas because you heard they're too sugary or bad for weight loss, I want you to give them another chance. Buy a bunch this week. Experiment with different ripeness levels. Try one before or after a workout and notice how you feel. Add one to your breakfast routine and see if it helps you stay satisfied until lunch. And if you're already a banana lover, great. Keep doing what you're doing. Maybe try that tip about matching ripeness to your needs, or experiment with new ways to incorporate them into your meals. Here's the bigger picture, though. This episode isn't really just about bananas. It's about learning to cut through the noise of conflicting nutrition advice. It's about understanding that whole foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, are incredibly complex packages of nutrients that work together in ways we're still discovering. When someone tells you a whole fruit is bad for you, that's usually a red flag that they're oversimplifying nutrition. Yes, there are times when certain foods might not work for your individual needs. Maybe you have a specific medical condition or allergy. But for most people, foods like bananas have earned their place in a healthy diet for good reason.
So trust the science, trust your body. And remember, the best diet is one that includes a variety of whole foods that you can actually stick with and that makes you feel good. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend who's trying to eat healthier. And if you have a nutrition myth you'd like me to bust in a future episode, send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep making those small, positive changes. They really do add up.